So it's with a full heart that I say I am very happy to be back. How do we make history popularly accessible? You are graduate students, and you have just heard a very high-level, sophisticated historical presentation. Not everybody has the energy or background to hear and absorb a presentation like the one you've just heard. But those people deserve to know, to have historical knowledge, to know about the past of a place. The question is, how do we reach them, draw them in, engage them? In the entirety of this year, I have been learning the history of Boston with a certain ferocity and joy so that I can share it with people. The title of the tour that I give is Black Voices, and it is a guide to the writers who lived in my neighborhood, which is called Beacon Hill, at the very center of Boston. When I hear stories about attempts that were made to punish him for his opposition to slavery, I realize he was also a brave man. He has a statue in his honor, but he's not the only person who ought to be honored. David Walker was an African-American man born free in Wilmington, North Carolina. He came to the North, settled in Boston, and he wrote a pamphlet that is as radical as Malcolm X's writings in the 20th century. In the pamphlet, he says, don't abolish slavery gradually, abolish it immediately. The fact that when I go past that house, I'm walking on the same ground as Ellen and William Craft, Harriet Tubman, John Brown, you may not know all these names, Frederick Douglass. I live in the epicenter of the abolitionist movement of the 19th century, and it's thrilling. This is one of the most famous African Americans, one of the famous Americans who ever lived. He wrote 3 memoirs, which I heartily encourage you to read. And he was a public speaker of great fame. Read everything you can about the place you choose so that you don't accept on faith only one perspective. And if you're speaking to someone, and the human is your source, not a text, speak to lots of people. Yeah. Don't rely only on your grandparents. I mean, I loved my grandparents, but the tendency of grandparents to idealize their youth is really strong. We love them, but they're not always the best sources. Study the buildings, look long and hard at the buildings, ask people what they see. People like to say what they see. And finally, open with a core concept. Define your objective, if only to yourself. And if you notice, I used the motif of monuments as a way of kind of encapsulating a big period of time and different movements, but to try to give some thematic coherence to basically a century and many different individuals. Thank you.